Do you want higher quality business coaching clients that pay you on a recurring basis? Instead of signing one time deals and working with people just starting out, what if you could work with high quality business owners, founders, and CEOs who genuinely want and actually benefit from your help? Now, if that's you, you're right, LinkedIn is the place to be. So, in this training, I'm going to give you the foundational elements to getting in front of and signing these types of clients. Now, it's the same tactics we've used internally to help an agency coach sign over 80K in rev in 90 days, and an email marketing agency coach book in over 50 calls, generate upwards over 30K in revenue, and completely fill out his cohort. So in this video, I'm going to give you the foundational elements. Let's get straight into it. Okay, sweet. So in this Miro board, I'm going to explain to you how B2B coaches can book 15 to 30 calls per month from LinkedIn. So if you're a B2B coach, and to be clear, you're missing out on a huge opportunity if you're not doubling down on LinkedIn or haven't tried it out. And there's a few reasons why, but one of the most important ones to recognize is the data that you have access to. If you are a business coach and you're saying, hey, I want to speak to the CEOs of Series B companies or the CEOs or the founders of companies with 500 plus employees or 50 plus employees, you're in a really good place because on LinkedIn, you can both connect with those exact people, you can outreach those people, you can run ads to those exact people, you can create content specifically targeted towards those people. And that's like a very unique scenario compared to Instagram, YouTube, etc., where you can create content, but you're not really in control of who sees the content. So that's the big difference you're going to get here. Now, as a result of creating the right content and talking to the right people, you're able to book a lot more appointments. And so you can be, this is a screenshot of one of our clients, 117 in conversations, 59 booked. The feedback we get from clients from their sales calls they're having is like, oh, the potential prospects think, oh, your content's so on point. They're signing lots of revenue and they're booking calls directly into their Slack channels. So it's a very viable channel for you to get good quality deals. And they're not just one-time payments of 3K, 4K, 5K. They're like, hey, I want to pay you 10K a month. I want to pay you 5K a month to coach me or to give me systems or to help me improve my business. And you're able to charge so much because these guys are clearly qualified because they have revenue and they see you as a genuine authority because you're posting on a B2B platform where you can be perceived as the authority for whatever you've done before. So I'm going to walk you through like the step by step on how to do this. So you have the foundational elements to get this right. And you will know in this video, if you miss these elements, you can't get it right. And so you'll at least know, hey, this is not the right channel for me, or this is. So the very first thing is the best performing accounts that we work on. And I mean this like quite literally, like the best performers, the ones that get the most results, that good calls and therefore have ROI, look like this. So if you have at least one of these, you'll have good performance. And if you meet all three, you will have excellent performance. And to get more of them, you just need more time in the game. So, for example, number one is you have to have a story. Now, I'll go into what this story should be, but typically the story is you would have done that business already, or you would have been the avatar that you're selling to. And therefore, you have a very credible story of why you should be coaching that type of business. That's one type of story. Or you just have amazing results in case studies. So that's the second piece. You kind of need to have proof that you can do this. Otherwise, no one will pay you money. There's a big risk element. So therefore, you got to charge less price if there's a risk element. Therefore, your ROI is a little bit smaller. And then finally, as a business coach, you need to be outcomed in such a way that you help other people grow their business. So, for example, if you're a coach that helps people reduce their stress, you can do well on LinkedIn, but you won't do as well as the people that can help a business grow their monthly recurring revenue. There is a very big difference between you being able to generate other people ROI and you being able to generate a intangible element, which is still very valuable, but just unfortunately is harder to sell. So if you have these three, you will do really well. Now, the very first thing you need to position yourself on LinkedIn is you need to position yourself as a coach with one of these two elements. Either you position yourself as the transformation or the outcome. So the transformation, if you are an agency coach, you can say, I built and sold a $5 million agency. Now I'm sharing how. So here you're implying the outcome that you're going to provide. You're not making a promise. You're not saying I'm going to help you build a $5 million agency, but you're basically implying, hey, I've done it. Just steal my secrets, fast track your growth. And this is the main reason people buy coaching or business coaching is because they're going to someone that's done it already. So all we're doing here is being extremely clear and giving extreme clarity on LinkedIn that this is the thing that you provide, and this is the story that you had. This bakes in so much social proof, authority, and it just works really well. Let me just hide that. The second thing you can do as a coach is you can position yourself as the outcome. So say, for example, you don't have that transformation, or you have that transformation, but your outcome is stronger. You just need to state the outcome. So for example, increase your business's profit margins by 30% in 12 weeks, or win back 10 hours per week. Whatever the outcome is that you provide, you can also state that as your position. So this is, again, very valuable because people are now buying instead of buying your implied transformation, they're buying the outcome that you sell. And this is now becoming a bit more productized, a bit more clear, a bit more process driven. So there are two ways to position yourself. Now, when I mean by positioning, I mean you need to put this into your headline, into your copy, into your about section, into your job experience, into your website. Like all these positionings need to be very congruent across your whole funnel. But when you do that, you become incredibly appealing to a potential lead that wants to buy your services. So that's very step number one. You must have a transformation, or you must have an outcome that you're positioned as. If you do this, like you can already book calls just with this and one of the final steps. And we know this happens because we've sometimes positioned our clients and then literally after sending some connection requests, booked in calls straight away. So this actually is a hugely and highly valuable piece of information, not to be slept on. This like literally can book you in calls almost immediately of learning this information from me. Number two is content. Like this is going to be a bit more vague. So in this video, I'm not going to explain to you how to write content, post templates, hooks. I'm not going to go into that detail, but I'm going to give you the insight and the strategical knowledge to create the right content. So for coaching business clients on LinkedIn, you have 4 content pillars. There are 4 types of content you should be doing. And in those content pillars, there are a few types of posts you should be doing. So for example, you have personal, social proof, education, and lead magnets. So firstly, personal posts. Personal posts, the best ones are before and after or lifestyle posts. So a personal post is when you're like, hey, I'm living in Bali, I'm driving my moped around, whatever. Or, hey, I was a burnt out agency owner and then I had a 500K a month agency where I didn't work any hours. Or it's, hey, I was a very stressed out SaaS CTO and then I became a CTO that delegated all his work out and it was amazing and I had a great life. Or it's, hey, I sold my business, now this is my lifestyle, I'm going to help you do it too. Like those are the types of posts that personal is. You don't have to be guru-y, you don't have to be like Lambo style. You can be just genuine about the life that you're moving. If you're a business coach, I imagine you're living a pretty cool life in the sense that you are working with amazing clients, you are working on your own time. Like all these points are what everyone else wants to buy from you, essentially. So personal posts are a staple in your mix. The second type of post you need to do is social proof posts. So you need to prove that you actually get the result for clients that you're talking about so much. So social proof, in other words, are kind of case studies. Now, when I say case studies, people get very alarmed. They think, oh crap, I need to write a 1-page document. I need to write a website. Like, no. Micro proof is completely fine. So screenshots of you on coaching calls, screenshots of client wins in chats. Like when a client go message you and go, oh, look, awesome. That advice you gave me, just closed the client. That is social proof. Client testimonials, again, they don't have to be like scripted. They can just be whatever they're saying in the chat to you. Thank you so much. That is a testimonial. And then finally, like KPI tracking and improving. Like I imagine as client coaches, you have KPIs that you want to track, you want to measure with your clients. They have their own dashboards, etc. Screenshotting those, blurring out, anonymizing it are incredibly valuable social proof posts. So social proof posts are proving that you can deliver the transformation or the outcome you had outlined in your positioning. Very, very important. You can also hack social proof because you can just talk about yourself if you've done it already. So if, for example, you exited a SaaS business and you're now coaching about it, your social proof can be how you exited your SaaS. Like that is very valuable and that is very powerful when you're trying to win coaching clients. This is a bit janky, but okay. Education. These are like more top funnel posts. And typically they start as how to or how I. So it's how to do some obscure thing that's very painful, or how I did it when I was doing my own business that I'm now coaching you on. These are like, again, staple. These are more top funnely, so they generally get more impressions. And that's because they're not really selling, but they are selling your process. So the more unique or processified this education thing is, or how you did something, the more compelling it is for someone to buy it from you. So, for example, if you had a how-to post, which is like, here's how I grew my business, I hired great people. Okay, cool. It's important, but it's not really insightful. But here's like, oh, here's how I grew my business. I hired the right people by, one, looking at every competing agency that existed 10 years ago. Two, stalking them all on LinkedIn. Three, messaging them all with this exact script. Like, that's so valuable. That's so insightful. That's so tactical. That that can cause someone to become a client for you, because they're like, oh, damn, this guy has the exact playbook. His playbook is so detailed. He could teach me that detailed playbook and I can get results from it. So that's what the education posts are. And then finally, lead magnets. A lead magnet is one of those posts on LinkedIn, and you may have seen it, where it's like comment and like and get access to. So these work really well. Like, don't ignore this pillar. A lead magnet can be the difference between you making revenue and closing clients and not. And the reason why is, one, lead magnets explode your impressions. They go very viral if you if you give away the right thing. And then two is, they effectively filter the market. So if someone opt-ins for a lead magnet, which is like, hey, here's a checklist to scale your ecom brand and sort your fulfillment out, I don't know. You're effectively, anyone that opts in for that lead magnet is effectively saying, hey, I have that pain point, and you're able to now sell them on that pain point. So it's a way of filtering the market for people that are open to solving a pain. Maybe don't have the budget, but they're definitely open to solving the pain at least. So there are a bunch of lead mags you can do. Again, if you do need to do this, like this 10x is your performance as a business coach. And if you're doing selling something, you kind of need to be talking about the content you're posting. This is how you continue to get leads. So like, positioning is how you get leads instantly, and then you own your position. That's your brand. And then content is how you keep getting leads every single month. Otherwise, you're just not going to win any sort of deals. 3 is DM. So let me zoom in a little bit. So this is, what's happened here? Okay, so this is like a screenshot of literally hundreds of conversations we have. So we have appointment setters that sit inside the DMs of our clients and book in meetings. And every time they close a deal, book a call, they then stick it in this mirror board for us, so we can see the whole conversation and we can train our team better. This is a small bit of a very, very big mirror board. The way we do warm DMs is we're doing mainly warm and inbound. So we're not trying to do too much cold. We'd rather people are educated, understood what we sold, and then when they did the DM, or when we had a DM conversation, it's much easier for you to close down the line. You'll have a higher close rate because they're educated, etc. Now, how do we do this? We leverage social signals. So there are a bunch of social signals we're listening to. Anyone that goes on the comment, anyone that likes the comment, anyone that visits the profile, competitor posts, website visitors that are de-anonymized via RB2B, which is like a de-anonymization SaaS. Basically, like we've have a tech stack, and we used to do this manually. Now it's a tech stack where all this data gets scraped every morning. So everything's getting scraped, and then it gets pushed into an AI tool that essentially like checks every lead if they're qualified, if we've seen them before, what's going on. And then, let me put this here, it goes into an appointment setter. And the setter basically goes, hey, and tries to create a conversation and tries to move that forward. So what you need to be doing is listening for social signals. Again, it's super easy to do if you're manually, you don't have much volume. Like if you got like, a handful of commenters and likers, you can do this every morning. You can like open your profile views, make sure you're paying for premium LinkedIn. You could do all these 4 things manually. This one you got to pay for, but it's whatever. But these 4 things at least you can do yourself. You don't need to use AI. You just manually check the profile, spend about half an hour doing all this stuff, and then start having conversations. Now, what a result is that when we do it is we literally have like a Slack channel which like just fires in warm leads. So whenever there's like a warm lead coming in, it doesn't look like this exactly now, but it's kind of similar. we are able to just look at the lead, qualify it, DM them, have that conversation. Now, this is how you book in calls. You need the DM bit. Like you can, again, you can definitely do this just inbound and just like watch the flow, but you're missing out on probably half or double the number of leads. So if you're booking in 5 inbound without you doing any work, you can probably book in 10 just by doing DMs. And you can cost out, how much time does it cost me to do DMs? And you'd be like, look, it only, one half an hour of work or 20 minutes of work for another inbound call, pretty much worth it. If you close at 30%, like that's a huge ROI on the time you spend in the DMs. Or you can hire a setter. Like we have setters. That's another way as well. FYI, you can also just buy this tech stack from us. Like you can also DM me on LinkedIn or wherever for that. We have that whole tech stack available to play if you're interested. And you also get 30 free days using it just to test out if it's working for you. And then finally, paid boosts. So let me move this down a little bit. But LinkedIn has something called thought leader ads. And what a thought leader ad is it lets you basically boost any organic post, which is very powerful. It's even more powerful when you realize that you keep all the engagement on it. So if it's got like 100 likes, that stays consistently with that post. You can then boost it. And then look at who you can target. Like this is an example we were doing for an e-com agency. I can target the country, the industry, the company size, the job title. I can even go deeper than all this level, but this was like enough because the audience is relatively small, like 62K. I'm literally saying, get my message out to 62,000 people. Like that's very, very powerful that I can be that granular. And let's say like there's a $30 CPM. So 62,000, maybe I can write this here. Okay, let's try this. So let's say 62K people, $30 CPM. So that's $30 per 1,000 impressions. So 30 times 62 equals, oh gosh, I wrote 40. That's like 180. That's like 1.8K. 30 times 62. Yeah, 1,800. That's how much it costs to get in front of every single person, assuming they're all on LinkedIn and they're like active on the platform. That's so cheap. That is so cheap. To guarantee you that you get in front of these people, that's an incredibly small price to pay. And then what you do is you literally just boost these posts. I've hidden stuff because I don't want people to like know all the details. I mean, you can see a little bit there, but we literally just boost the post and we run it as thought leader ads. There's a way to set this up that works well, but what I'm trying to get to is like you write this content, you do the DMs, you just boost what's working, and as you boost it, you get in front of more people. They see you, they learn about you, and it's much easier to close them. So that's the whole flow. Like if I zoomed out a little bit here, how do you book in 15 30 calls? You have the right position. First, you've got to look the right, you've got to be the right thing. Like this is very important. You need LinkedIn founder market fit. You position yourself, you write the right content, you send warm DMs, you use the right stack, and then you boost your posts as required. If you want help doing this, we're super awesome to do that. So how it works is there's a few ways we can do it. One is I can teach you this whole stack. Like we can install it into your system. You get all the templates, the DMs, etc. There's a place to book in down below. Two, if you look like this, I would love to run your account. We would run your account. You've got a high chance of getting results because we're running on it and we have all our data. So we install our appointment setter, our ghostwriter, our social VA, the tech stack, you get everything. And then finally, we're launching a low ticket product, which means that you can purchase like learning to do our stack. That's also going to be below. And then you can also get that too. And then finally, you can purchase this stack standalone. You get 33 days with it. And then if it's working, you can carry on. So all of these options are available. Just DM or find the links down below. And I hope this helps you book in more calls from LinkedIn and scale your coaching business. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.